Welcome to the Big Pop Podcast, the premier progressive pro wrestling podcast where we discuss the intersection of professional wrestling and leftist ideals. I am one of your hosts, Navthepoet, and joining me, as always, is my amazing co-host, Sully. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited for today's episode.
Yeah, me too. So, in WWE recently, past few years now, John Cena has been referred to as the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And over the years, debates have raged on about who is on WWE's Mount Rushmore. Well, Sully and I have decided to join that conversation. And in this episode, we're going to decide our collective WWE Mount Rushmore. The way it's going to work is that both of us have made a list of WWE wrestlers, past and present, who we would like to nominate for the Mount Rushmore. We're going to deliberate and then, as a tag team, decide four names, four wrestlers that belong on our Mount Rushmore. So, Sully, start us off. Give us a few names. It doesn't have to be all of them. One,
Oh,
two, four.
okay.
Let's just start
Cool.
it.
I got them on my phone, so I'm gonna read them off my phone. Okay. You mentioned him, John Felix Anthony Cena. Uh, um,
Uh,
uh, OTC one, original Tribal Chief one, Roman Reigns,
okay.
uh, Stone Cold ET, but more so Stone Cold. And I'll give you one more. He's a wild card, Chris Jericho.
Ooh, okay.
Mm,
So three of those
mm,
I have in consideration for sure.
okay.
Stone Cold, Roman Reigns. I have this is my bias speaking, but I have John Cena more in my honorable mention list versus my official list. But I know I have to put him there, even
Yeah,
though
you do.
I would debate things. We'll debate that one.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I can't just be like, no way, not at all, right? Like you can't deny it. Um, but yeah, Chris Jericho's one I didn't think of actually.
Mm,
It is a pretty good one. I can definitely see some arguments for him
yeah.
there. In a similar vein, since you mentioned a lot of those big ones, a couple that I had that are kind of within the Chris Jericho, like I
Okay.
guess tier, I would say are Bret Hart,
Got him. Yeah.
Shawn Michaels.
Also have Sean.
You do or don't?
I do.
Okay. And Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh my days. I forgot the Macho Man. Oh no, I feel so sad. Oh.
No, it's hard. We
Oh.
we we tried to keep this list to like 12. Obviously, we both
Yeah.
went a little over, but we didn't want
Hmm.
to just if we did like a everybody make a top 50, then all the most
Hmm.
obvious names would be on there. So by restricting it, it causes us to leave out a couple, like which is the fun of it.
You know what? I will say Sean is actually the last name I wrote down
Sure.
because, and I wrote mine in no particular order, but he was one I was like, I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Sean is
Yeah.
he's so when I was putting together my list, I was thinking about
Mm,
what factors I'm including, right? Because if we're talking
yeah.
strictly performance, this list would be a totally different thing, right?
Yeah, of course.
But we're not. We're considering like impact, we're considering star
Hmm.
power, connection with the audience, charisma, all that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
Most of those things Sean has,
Yeah.
but I do think his impact is limited beyond the scope of pro wrestling.
I think if he hadn't lost his smile, I think he could have been more of a mainstay on our lists.
Yeah. Not saying he's just gone, but yeah, I think he's definitely in the
Yeah.
lower, you know,
Yeah.
tier because I just feel like Brett has a higher name value, I guess, when you go
I think
beyond wrestling too.
yeah, I don't know about the US, but obviously in Canada everyone's gonna know him.
Yeah.
Like I met random Canadians who knew him. But I think even here in Europe, I think if you just go up to someone and say, "Do you know Bret Hart?" or do you know Shawn Michaels? I think like maybe 3 out of 10 people will know Brett, and maybe 2 out of 10 would know Shawn Michaels.
Sure. Yeah.
And also I love the black and pink color
Yeah.
scheme. It's like my favorite color scheme.
And the reason I kind of put them both though was because I do feel them together really
Yeah.
influenced the direction of WWE in
Yeah.
terms of smaller guys and more technical wrestling versus big moves and giants, you know? And so neither of them could really make the final four because it's
Yeah.
like if they were together, if they were one person,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I think individually their reach and like impact is
hmm
limited compared to other names.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned giants.
Hmm.
I want to throw into the ringer a couple more.
Sure.
Andre the Giant.
Yep. I have him.
I think as the ones before us, they're interconnected. You can't have Andre without unfortunately having Hogan.
Yeah. You should see my notes. I literally put in parentheses reluctantly. Like
In
I
my one, it's Hogan brackets boo.
yeah, it's just like, I don't want to put him on this list, but in a similar
Yeah,
vein of for me, John Cena, I have to put him on the
yeah,
list.
yeah. And I guess as I'm booing Hogan, I'll also say MAGA Taker,
Yeah, I have
who,
Taker on there.
yeah, I mean, I'm talking about Taker for a bit. I personally, and maybe it's because it was before my time as well. I don't feel the massive impact of The Undertaker other than like the memes of Teddy Long, and also the main reason I put him on is because he has what I think is the greatest WrestleMania match of all time,
Sure.
potentially the top two, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Shawn and him at, I guess 25 is the better one. I think it was 25. I can't remember which
I
years it
think it's
was.
25. The argument
It,
continues on. You know what we'll have to do? We'll have to do an episode where we watch both and then debate
yeah,
which is the
that'd be
better
fun.
one.
Yeah. And I think my favorite Mania match of all time, at least I just off the top of my head, End of an Era
Mm,
as
yeah.
well, I think is arguably one of the best told stories in a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
yeah.
Taker, there's an argument for 4 to 5 of Taker's Mania matches,
Hmm.
as in like as some of the best Mania matches, if not wrestling matches of all time.
So
He has funny enough, the later in his years, he had
yeah,
some of his best work where he was
yeah,
killing it.
yeah,
So, um, and Mania itself, like Mania for his entire run was basically, or like after maybe a decade, was basically defined by The Undertaker.
yeah. It's true. So you mean the two Shawn Michaels matches, End of an Era, and the Roman Reigns match?
Yes, obviously, I was thinking of Roman Reigns versus Undertaker. Why would I ever think CM Punk versus Undertaker? There's also the Boneyard match, though.
That was actually a really fun
It
match.
was
I
really
really liked
fun.
that.
So yeah, I mean it's but even like his all of his Triple H matches were solid,
Yeah.
you know, like they're
Mm,
really entertaining. So his Flair
true.
match was really good. Um,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot that he has in Mania especially. And then like the impact of his character on the business and the fact that he
Yeah,
stayed in
exactly.
character and like the longevity and from what at least I've heard in interviews of just like him, how he carried himself in the backstage as a locker
Yeah.
room leader and everything. So like, but even when I meet people, anytime I mention wrestling, they go, "Oh, I used to watch wrestling." One of the names they maybe not every time, but a lot of the times people say they'll go Stone Cold, Rock, Triple H, Undertaker. Like Taker comes up a
Yeah.
lot. He's remembered very well by
Yeah.
even non-wrestling fans.
Yeah, I agree. Even like my mum's like, "Oh, the wrestling, the Undertaker one." I'm like, "Yes, mother. Yeah, Undertaker."
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
I have a couple more.
Okay.
Uh, we did mention I did just mention the match. And sure it's my bias speaking if you want, but we talked about it
Hmm.
in a previous conversation um, when talking about, well, actually, both of these names were mentioned in the previous conversation. CM Punk,
Okay.
because of his impact on the business,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and in the similar vein, Becky Lynch.
I have Becky on mine as well.
Yeah, I think we had a previous episode where we talked about the best female wrestler of all time, and
Yeah.
we kind of came to the consensus that it's Becky because of
Hmm.
ultimately that impact, that
Yeah.
rise to the man, and how she became like the most popular superstar. Um, and I think the impact she then had and that whole run had on women's wrestling going forward
Yes.
itself is like enough to put her in the conversation.
Yeah, she was like her own step after they did the whole, we're getting rid of the Divas title, we're actually letting the women wrestle. But then she was like like carried it on her back to
Hmm.
take it to that next step, which I think now the even younger talent has like taken, or I don't know if they're actually younger, but the newer talent has taken further.
Yeah. Well, with that said, the other name on my list, I don't hold this as high on my list, but I just
Hmm.
wanted to put it because of what it looks like will be potentially the impact she will leave, which is Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I was thinking of that, and I think I'm just like maybe in like 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, this it was kind of just like a nice
Yeah,
mention, you know. I was
because
like,
she's really young, isn't she? She's like
I think
I
mm,
would I want to say maybe mid 20s, but maybe
no,
younger than
she's
that.
yeah. Oh, you're right. She's 28. Jeez.
Oh God, that's depressing. We're the same age. That's really depressing.
Oh, she's
Oh, that's
born
ruined my day.
a day and 4 years after me, October 11th, 1996.
Oh, that's ruined my day.
Oh my gosh. I for some reason I thought she was a little older. I thought she had reached 30. She hasn't even reached 30 yet, dude.
I thought
Yeah,
she was younger.
she is going to be one of the greatest of all time. That there is like barring nothing happening, right?
Yeah,
Like injury or anything like that. Like
yeah,
she's already again in the conversation, you
yeah,
know.
exactly.
She's already at least her name can be mentioned
True.
because in the next 5 years it's gonna be all Rhea.
I don't have her on my list, but in the same vein, Bianca as
Yeah,
well. I think her and Rhea are like the Rock and Stone Cold
yeah,
of their era.
yeah.
I think genuinely, like, let's be honest, the men's division lacking a little bit in young stars.
Right.
Here you got Braun Breaker, where my dog's at, and like Sami Zayn when he's 50. Um, revolve the company around them too. I think I only have two names left.
Sure.
Um, One obvious, it's Dwayne,
Yeah.
the bald fraud. He kind of has to be there.
Yep.
Uh, and one that actually I added like was a last minute change, Bruno Sammartino.
Mm,
And I'm like, he's like the
how did I not?
obligatory. I have to say Bruno.
Yeah, how did I not think of that? That's actually now I feel bad the way you did
Do
with
you want to
Macho
know?
Man.
Do you want to know who I had on instead? And
Sure.
I moved to the honorable mentions. I had Jeff Hardy instead. Just like the impact Jeff Hardy had on the culture.
Sure.
Like I even here in the UK, I knew kids who had the armbands.
Yeah.
And here in the UK, if you like wrestling, you get bullied.
Mm,
Like really badly, but they had the armbands.
yeah. That's I mean, I definitely wouldn't put him in that echelon, but
Yeah.
I get it. I get the mention of Jeff.
Yeah.
Um, because there is no doubt he had an impact on the culture,
Yeah.
like you said. In that same vein, I will
Mm.
throw out again, he's not on my official list, he's more of an honorable mention. Eddie Guerrero.
I'm kicking myself because I didn't even think of Eddie, and he's my favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
And like I really like I think when we were about to record, I was like, I didn't put Eddie on my list.
Yeah, it's honestly, if he didn't pass away, he
Yeah,
probably would have been a no-brainer. Because he
100%.
was like weirdly enough, I think getting a second wind in a
Yeah.
way, and like the crop of guys that he could have done stuff with.
Mm.
Oh man,
He feels like Ray. I mean, obviously he had the issues after his car crash, but like I feel like if with the advancements in modern technology, because he died at least a good nearly 20 years ago, maybe. So
yeah,
it's
it
been a long
was
time.
'05. It was 20 exactly,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. It's been about 20 years since he passed away, and since then, we've seen Edge come back to wrestling. We've seen
Yeah,
Bryan Danielson come back to wrestling. We've seen like Sheamus was like, I was going to retire, but then I got surgery.
yeah,
Like Eddie, if he'd lived, I think he could have, he could have been like Ray. He could still be going now, I think,
yeah.
and like wrestling with the likes of Santos and Andrade.
Oh
I think
man,
he
but
genuinely, I
even
think he
like
could still be going.
beyond the luchadors, those would be fun.
Yeah,
Like, dude, I would pay for Eddie Penta. Eddie
yeah,
Penta would be the
that would be
greatest
insane.
thing.
But like you said, outside of the luchadors, him and Seth could have put
Yeah,
on like
Seth was the
good
first
matches.
name,
Like I'd
which
even want.
I thought about putting Seth on this list.
I never did.
Well, like I gave it a thought because once I think Roman, I also think Seth.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, but he's kind of the same thing of the Shawn Michaels, like
Yeah,
in the wrestling sphere, yeah, absolutely. But beyond WWE, beyond professional wrestling, he's just a guy.
he wasn't a big enough name to not be cut from a Marvel movie. They wouldn't have cut Roman.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roman wasn't Hobbs and Shaw. He had maybe one line.
yeah,
He's in the new Street Fighter movie.
yeah. Roman and Cody.
Yeah.
Cody's Guile, which I don't know. But
I'm not.
Roman's Akuma, I
He's a
believe.
Kuma, and I'm like, you don't look like an Akuma.
Yeah. I
He'll
don't know.
dye his hair.
That movie's gonna be, I think, is it Momoa who's Blanca? I
I
think Jason
think,
Momoa is Blanca, which is
yeah.
I don't see that one at all.
They've got former IWGP World Champion Goto in there as well, so that excites me. Um,
It's like some
they,
Japanese
yeah, they had like an
wrestlers,
actual big name.
actors.
They had an actual big name signed for it, and I can't remember who. Maybe it was Jason Momoa, I'm thinking.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
Jason Momoa who's Blanca,
Yeah.
Alan Richson, Andrew Koji, I don't know, 50 Cent,
Oh, 50 Cent was who I was thinking.
Winston Duke.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know if this Nathan Jones.
This is gonna be definitely a movie I'm watching in the cinema, and I'm hoping it's so bad it's good.
Oh my God, that's so
But
funny.
all
Oh, it's the guy
like
from I guess that's Andrew Koji, maybe the guy from I think it's Warrior is the show.
oh yeah. But
Um
this is a tangent to what we're actually talking about.
yeah.
If Cody's going off to film this, he's dropping that belt. He's gonna pick up from scene, he's gonna drop it again at some point. Because he's
Well,
probably have to go
Seth was
away for like a
probably
month
gonna
or two.
cash in,
Yeah, that makes sense.
but
I heard rumbling something was going to happen.
yeah, I mean
Uh,
it made the most sense for Seth to cash in on Cody right after he wins it. Um, but I don't know what
j-
they'll do now.
Braun Breaker, yeah. Said that I could have
They
it.
would push him. That's the problem, is they would do it. They won't do it with other people, but they'll do it with Braun Breaker.
But
Um,
do you have anyone else that was on your like list proper?
I I don't know why I put this on my. Oh, actually, I do. There's two more names.
Okay.
Um, and we were talking about this before we started recording. He's not necessarily WWE Mount Rushmore because of his limited time in WWE,
hmm
but I for some reason put it on the list. I'd made this like yesterday or maybe even this morning.
Mm.
Sting.
Oh, okay. I thought of Sting,
Yeah.
but only because I initially had Flair on mine.
Yeah.
And
Flair
then I
was
was
another one I
like,
thought about.
yeah, but I was like, he had in his prime, he had like a maybe 1 year run in the company. He
Yeah.
did win the Rumble and win the title. I can't remember who he dropped it to though.
There is definitely more of an argument for Flair than
hmm
Sting in a
Yeah,
WWE Mount Rushmore because
yeah,
his last whatever years that
yeah,
was not bad. Like he
yeah.
was
That's
part
true.
of Evolution. He I think held the IC title for a bit. Uh,
Yes,
he had like
a
a
ladder
crazy
match
ladder match, yeah, with
with Edge.
yeah, yeah, and then his
Uh,
whole final run is incredible.
yeah,
So there's
yeah.
like an argument to be made. I mean, I don't know. Um,
I think I still wouldn't quite put him just because like the bulk of his career was in WCW.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
And I think it's the same argument with Sting. To be honest, I think Sting, I mean, he was wrestling until last year. Um, like, and putting on like half decent matches.
Yeah,
Like, if WWE had actually valued him, they could have actually gotten a good one out of Sting too.
yeah. I have one more name though,
Okay,
and it's you might think it's a little silly, but I
okay.
think just for his like commitment to the company, our truth.
I think he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
I feel like if they'd actually this Ron Killings run he's going on, they're definitely just like, whatever, man, we couldn't let you go. So here's get buried, take some losses. Because I
no,
think he lost to Aleister Black to set up an Aleister. No, he beat Aleister Black with a roll up, I think.
jeez. Oh
I,
no, either way, that's bad.
but that was all to service a Aleister Black Damian Priest feud.
Right. Yeah, yeah, I know. I again, I more so put him there just to
Yeah.
for fun. Like, even though I think he's deserving of like, you know, accolades and praise and
Mm,
adulation, I don't think he's really Mount Rushmore material. But I was also having a hard time thinking of other names, so I was like, oh, let me, you know, the other name, but it might be a
hmm
similar thing of Sting or even the
hmm
concept of he did probably more work outside of the company. This was on my honorable mention,
hmm
but Kurt Angle.
Oh, okay. I was thinking you were gonna say Kurt Angle. Yeah, I think if peak Angle was in WWE,
Yeah,
I think he'd definitely be here.
yeah,
It's a shame Vince didn't believe in letting his wrestlers rest,
yeah,
because I think a lot of these guys, like Sting, Kurt Angle, maybe even Eddie, if you just let them rest for a while, I
yeah,
think, they'd still be wrestling.
yeah,
Um, I've got a couple of very quick honorable mentions. I,
yeah.
I won't go into detail with them. Foley,
I
but
thought of him.
I think it's Hell in a Cell. So I wouldn't really like be on Hell in a Cell. I wouldn't really consider him.
I think he has
Uh,
plenty to his career
yeah,
though to
true.
like to say like I definitely thought of him.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because I'm a fellow Long Island boy, and so it's just like my man. I've been to his house, um, but but he was in that same space as these other big
Yeah.
main eventers. So
Rock,
yeah,
Austin, Triple H.
yeah,
Booker T.
mm,
Again, I think maybe if his WCW run was kind of part of it.
yeah.
Um, being a nerd, Pedro Morales,
Okay,
uh, Bob Backlund,
okay, okay.
and he definitely isn't deserving to be here. But he had an unofficial title reign with the WWE title. Antonio Inoki.
Okay,
He beat Backlund in a death match, but WWE said it doesn't count because it's a death match.
yeah.
I think he just booked himself to win.
Another one I thought of, I didn't even write him down, but I thought about was Dusty.
Yeah, yeah. I think again, if Vince wasn't a dickhead,
Yeah,
Dust, I mean, Dusty got the polka dots over,
yeah.
so
And then the other one
and
I just thought of, again,
mm,
this is more of just for fun, is a Sheiky Baby.
yeah, she could be up there. I think a lot of these guys are so like I'm thinking about it, all these guys are really intertwined.
Yeah.
Like Andre makes the list because of his match with Hogan. Like Sheik makes the list because of his feud for his entire life with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. I would argue Andre makes a list just because of being Andre though. Like, yes, the Hogan feud and match like
hmm
took it like to a higher level, but like
hmm
It's just he was always a spectacle and just, like
Yeah, but I feel like Andre was bigger prior to WWE.
okay.
I think, or at least that's my perception of it. Like he was like, but I guess Vince wheeled him out whenever he needed like a whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess. Shame he
Yeah.
never won the title.
Yeah, I mean it's wild the kind of names that never won the title.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
that
should
just made me
do.
think of one. Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Piper.
Yeah.
The Ultimate
Well,
Warrior, obviously.
I was like, for a second, I was like, what? All right, we gotta start discussing,
Okay.
whittling it
Okay.
down.
Okay. Okay.
We've thrown out like 30 names at this point.
Yeah.
Most of them obviously not even close to
Yeah.
real contention, but
Uh,
it's fun to consider,
mhm.
someone like Sheik, even though he's not there, but it's
Yeah.
just, yeah,
Okay. Is there anyone you definitely think shouldn't be on the list?
shouldn't is, ooh, that's a good question. Okay.
Yeah.
The more as we talked about it, I think even my own things like Brett and Sean,
Yeah.
I
Feels
think
bad,
as great as they
but
are, they just, you know, they're a little lower on the rungs.
I'll blame Goldberg.
Yeah, and I'll blame Vince too, because
True.
Probably would have
Yeah.
stayed in the company much
Oh yeah.
longer and then like would have been fighting with like Rock and Triple H and Mick Foley and
Instead
like
of fucking
imagine Brett in the Attitude Era.
swearing,
That would be
just putting
fascinating.
his middle finger up at
Especially if he
people.
was like being
Oh,
a very clean baby face. Actually, that'd be a fun clash with all these other.
you know, Steve, I don't think you should. That's such a terrible Canadian accent. You shouldn't be putting your middle finger up. There's kids in the crowd, Steve.
Yeah. So those are two that like ultimately, as rough as it is, I would yeah be like ultimately
Yeah.
exclude them. Like I said, Rhea didn't really consider her, but I just wanted to
Hmm.
mention her.
Yeah.
I think I see your point about Taker, so that might be one that I'm like,
Yeah. I feel like his. I don't know though. Who was it? There was a guy with the Cleveland basketball team who
oh
Undertaker got into his whole gimmick to meet.
yeah, there's a what does he
Uh,
call this? I think he calls himself the no, actually,
I
I
think it
don't know
was
who you're
I
talking about.
don't follow basketball close enough to know, beyond like Doncic and LeBron.
I have no idea. I don't follow basketball either.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He met someone and he got into his gear and I was like, oh, okay. That's, and I'm pretty sure like Saudi Arabia wheeled him out for like something during a sporting event as well. So I
I
I hate that I'm talking myself into keeping him.
We can keep him for now. We don't have to get
Yeah.
rid of him right away. Um, I just was thinking
Yeah.
I was kind of funny enough, like you had convinced me with your point, or not convinced, but like started to.
Yeah.
And you're going the opposite. We can keep him for now.
Yeah.
So we get Undertaker. I mean, yeah, those are all the ones that like right away I would get rid of
Mhm.
from my list.
From my list, I'd cut Jericho.
Okay.
I feel like he has a big impact. Like Money in the Bank was his invention. Um, he kind of was the guy who was at the forefront of like really honing your gimmick for this current generation.
Yeah.
Like the really gimmick guys, I think are like inspired by Jericho.
Sure.
But I think because he had the time in WCW and then also during his WWE run, he would come and go, which I mean is cool. I respect that. I
Yeah.
think wrestlers should take breaks. Yeah, but I think
Yeah,
And also his run in AEW has been a bit.
you would know better than I. Um,
Um,
okay. So we gotta let's at
yeah,
least get the ones that we're like pretty comfortable saying yes, like
yes,
high consideration for. So it's like
yeah,
the
okay,
obvious ones, right? Austin. Austin's a very
yeah.
clear one. I'll put Cena, even though
John,
Rock, Roman, I think those are like the
we're gonna have to put Hogan.
yeah, I did. So I have
Oh,
Taker,
okay,
Austin, Cena, Hogan, Rock, Roman. I think Becky should definitely be still in like
yeah,
consideration.
consideration.
I will still argue for Punk, but I will understand if you think it's not um it doesn't make
I
like he's not as there.
I would probably would say I would want to see where his run goes. This
Sure.
like return run. I think like if he does the, WrestleMania 41 is the next one, 42, whatever. Whatever the next
42,
Mania
yeah.
is. Yeah, 42, he wins the title, main two, night two, and then he goes on a good run with the title. Then I'm like, okay, definitely. I do
One.
get he had like, what was it, 2011, he was like, he is WWE.
Yeah.
Never got his ice creams, but he is WWE.
Well, so there's that. There's also the fact that, like, again, similar to Shawn and Brett and
Mm,
Jericho, he really helped with the allowing
like
WWE
molding.
to be more open to indie guys. You
Yeah,
know,
true.
Brian, I mean, Brian was there, but like pushing Brian literally
Yeah,
directly came from CM Punk, whether it was a good or
yeah,
not reason or not. You know, the push for Brian in Mania
yeah.
30 was from Punk leaving. Seth, I don't think Seth would be where he is without Punk.
But I think all of the Ring of Honor guys
Yeah,
are because of Punk being there.
Styles
Yeah,
probably got a bit more, in that way, even though like he was
yeah,
already a big name, but it's just the whole uh aura feeling around indie guys, ROH guys,
yeah.
especially. Even though Joe's a bigger guy, I don't know if Joe would have gotten signed without like
No,
Punk breaking through.
yeah. I,
And
I think
then
Vince would have been like, "Who's this guy? It's Joe. We already have Joe NOI."
Owens and Zayn, two other
Yeah,
guys that like, especially Zayn, but Owens too. Again, same thing, just like these like work rate guys. I don't think the work rate
yeah,
guys would get the attention that they have and continue to
yeah.
get without Punk. And then on top of that,
True.
the amount of people, we don't have numbers, but there are plenty of people that started rewatching wrestling
Mm-hmm.
because of Punk in 2011.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
true.
that brought a surge. And then, same thing with, I think his return in, I think it was 23 now. Um,
Yeah.
and then even like, I know what you're saying, but even with his run so far, it's
Mm-hmm.
like he's done
The
really good work.
the Drew feud was like
Yeah.
my second favorite feud of the year
So
in
it's,
all of wrestling.
yeah. So I'm not
Yeah.
bound to Punk. I totally get
Mm-hmm.
us not including him on
Mm-hmm.
this, like, whittled down list, but
Yeah.
that's my argument for why we should at least continue to consider him.
I'd keep him on the short list.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
How Bruno, have we got him on the short list?
yeah, just for like,
But just we have to have him there
yeah.
in case someone shouts at us.
Andre?
Why isn't Bruno? I would actually be okay with cutting Andre.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
I think just, you know, he I think I stick to my argument of on by the time he was in WWE, Andre was old. He wasn't doing his drop kicks anymore. So
Yeah. We didn't talk about this much. Oh, Roman. Roman should also be there on
yeah,
the short list.
yeah, yeah, on the
Um,
short
I
list.
did include him. I included Rock as well.
Hmm.
But we didn't talk about this name. I mentioned him, but we didn't talk about him much.
Mm.
Uh, Macho Man.
Oh yeah. I feel like I don't know. I think Macho Man's like for like your wrestler.
Right.
Like someone who loves their. Although I guess he did have that. He was a Slim Jims guy. He was in Spider-Man.
He has his own
I don't know
rap
what other
album.
cultural thing he does.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm gonna listen
I've
to that
never
right
actually
after
listened to
this.
it, but
Oh my God, I'm listening to that right after this.
yeah, he has a studio album. It's called Be a Man, released in 2003. Um,
Oh,
I I so part of the reason I put him on the list was A,
mm,
everything you just mentioned,
yeah,
and B was like almost like having that element of, I guess, quote unquote diversity on the four, right? Is like
yeah,
here is one of the greats because of like there's other things, there's his star power and his
yeah,
appeal, but when you talk about in ring, it's like Macho
yeah.
Man
He
is
is the
cream
wrestler.
of the crop, as he says. Like,
Yeah,
so that's why I'm like that. He has the cream of the crop talent in ring, and then he also has the charisma, the flamboyant gear and
yeah,
entrance, and the mainstream appeal. Like when people think of Slim Jim, they think of Macho Man. So much
yeah,
so that they literally are just remaking those with other
yeah,
wrestlers now.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I think.
I'm okay with taking
Yeah,
him off, but that's my argument for why I think he should still be in consideration.
yeah. Yeah, let's keep him on the short list. Like a short list isn't very short.
I know it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I mean, we got it down from about 16, 17.
Yeah. So now we have to
Okay,
get these 10 to 4. So I'll read them off again.
okay,
Undertaker,
okay.
Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Hmm.
John Cena, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, CM Punk, Bruno Sammartino, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I don't think The Rock should be there.
Okay.
I like genuinely, I feel like when he was at his hottest, it he has like he has unlimited charisma.
Yeah.
I get that, but like that charisma had to be channeled,
Yeah.
and it was channeled into Vince McMahon, into Stone Cold, into Triple H, Stephanie McMahon. I
Yeah.
think left to his own devices, I don't think he could have reached those heights.
Sure.
Like I feel like some of the other names on this list, like could. Like I think even Hogan, I would say, is more deserving
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
than The Rock.
To add to your argument,
Okay.
the things he has done in the past like 4 years
Yeah.
heavily taints his his like chances because coming in and disrupting and trying to
Yeah.
make it all about him, like that's not really doing good for the product, the business, the company.
Mm.
So I agree. I actually
Yeah.
agree. But also I The Rock was super over with his charisma, but
Yeah.
I also don't think like story wise and character wise he really
Mm.
did anything when you really like think
Y-
about it. Like
Yeah. I feel like he
like your
was
point,
just.
but to your point of like
So,
certain people are intertwined. When you
yeah.
think of Rock, you think of Austin.
Yeah.
But when you think of Austin, you do think of The Rock, but you also think of like eight other names,
Yeah.
right? Whereas
Vince,
it's The
Brett,
Rock and it's
Sean.
Austin and Rock and Triple H.
Yeah.
But that was when they were lower on the card. Like
Hmm.
they had some main event feuds, but it's yeah. So I see what you're saying about The Rock. I
Yeah.
actually agree.
I just feel like yeah. I yeah. I'm happy to cut The Rock.
Okay, that's fine with me.
L Nice.
So
Uh,
we got down to 9. Sweet.
I I mean, what do you think about Roman? I guess we're sticking with the Samoans.
It's a hard one because I Roman, he's been around for 10 years now, 12 years.
Yeah.
2013 or 2012 they debuted. And like even in his era where he was the big dog and he was being forced down our throats, the man himself didn't do bad work.
Yeah.
Like maybe his promos weren't good, whatever, but like
Hmm.
it's almost unfair of to him because he wasn't in the
Yeah.
right position, but his matches were never of low quality. His whatever
Hmm.
material he had, he tried to make the most of it. He
Yeah.
like even 2018 before he turned heel and all that stuff, he was feuding with Braun and that was really great feud.
Yeah.
You know, some of the stuff he did with Brock was exciting. Their feuds overall were and matches were kind of disappointing, but like
Hmm.
there was good tension. Like it's hard for it. I don't know. And then obviously the bloodline stuff is.
Yeah.
But do you argue? But the argument can be made that like that wasn't all Roman.
Yeah. It's hard with Roman because it's like I think because over the last what let's say 4 years,
Hmm.
he has been synonymous with the WWE.
Yeah.
He's basically been the face of the company for 4 years,
Right.
and then he was like attempted face of the company for the 8 prior years.
Right.
Um, yeah, I think as we're trying to whittle down, I feel like he is one for considering in the future. I think he's said openly he wants to finish up in about 2 years' time.
Okay.
So we have to see what they do for the next 2 years because he's just come back 2 days before us recording this,
Right.
and he was wearing an ugly shirt. So,
But he
you
came
know,
back?
yeah,
No, I didn't even realize.
he came back on Raw to
Um,
rescue someone from to rescue Jay from Bra Breaker.
Oh God. Um,
Well, it was meant to be Seth,
yeah.
but
Because so the other thing I'll say about Roman is the bloodline was a compelling story at times.
it really did like suck everything from the
Yeah.
company.
Yeah. And it was given far too much focus. And a lot of the times there were a lot of drought periods where it's just like
Yeah.
nothing going on in the story, you
But what
know?
about his full match series with Solo Sikoa?
Um, so yeah, I'm cool with taking Roman out, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Do we want to go back to Taker? Because Taker's one,
Yeah.
I think it's hard.
I think Taker's one who's in there for the culture, where he seeped into just a general like culture.
Sure.
But if you're thinking this is the person who represents wrestling,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I guess we're talking about WWE. But when I say oh WWE, you think Hogan, Cena, Austin.
Right.
Taker comes there eventually.
Yeah.
I definitely say he's above like Shawn and Brett.
Yeah.
God. Um, I'd say he's below Hogan. He's below Flair. But Flair's not on the list, obviously.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm okay with taking him off the list.
I'm okay with taking him off as well because I also think his like time in the spotlight really came, I think, for our generation.
Sure.
Obviously, I can't talk about what he was like when he was with the Purple Gloves Taker
Yeah.
and he was doing Undertaker versus Undertaker feuds because
Hmm.
I wasn't alive.
Right.
So like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to cut him.
Okay. Okay. So now I think we should go the opposite. We should see
Who you
any names
definitely
that we
want.
like definitively can put on the list. You know, I think
Okay.
the most obvious one is Stone
Yeah.
Cold Steve Austin.
Okay. Thank God you said Stone Cold.
What'd you think I
Okay.
was gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say Hogan.
No, no, Stone Cold Steve Austin, because he has
Yeah.
no. Well, it's not true. He doesn't have no scandals, but
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
there's that big one.
yeah. But overall, I think Austin's yeah a clear cut like absolutely
Yeah,
no question.
360 Gimmick Street.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't want to put Hogan on this list though.
I don't want Hogan either. But when you say WWE, you're like, oh, I remember Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Um, I mean, we to save ourselves, this isn't really factoring in, political beliefs and,
true.
like personal being a so and so.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't. Let's put him in like if he is like 100%, he's like here. And
Yeah.
then if we're forced to, we'll put him in.
Okay. I mean, so I'll leave him on the list right now.
Yeah, yeah. We can't. We unfortunately we can't cut Hogan.
Okay. I guess I will, the more I'm thinking about it, accept John Cena. I don't want to, but it is hard to deny. Um, I can always be a hater and argue against things, but like realistically, he did carry the company. He's he's made the most, fulfilled the most make-a-wishes.
Hmm?
Just good company man that goes beyond the company, so um
He's in what looks like a really bad move with Idris Elba coming out imminently.
yeah, but he's also in Peacemaker, which I've heard is really good.
Yeah.
And other comedy movies. I haven't seen a lot of his stuff,
Nah, I don't
um
know.
but yeah, I mean if you feel it, I personally don't, but I can give it to John if you really
It
feel he
kind. I'm just trying to think who would I put on the list instead of him.
yeah,
Like the only person I would interchange with John is Hogan.
right,
Like they're the same level.
right, which is
Like
why
Hogan, yeah, was WWE for 10, 15 years. I mean, you could arguably say, if we want to go back to Hogan, his best run was actually in WCW
true.
with NWO, you know?
Yeah, but he had the Hulkamania time, which you
Yeah.
can't really deny that.
Yeah.
Well, that's why that was the reason I was like, okay, if we're not putting Hogan, then John kind of fills
Yeah.
that slot.
Okay, I mean, do you want to be like, we can only have one of
We
the
can
two?
do that.
If we could only have one of the two, I'd put John
Yeah, yeah. I
in.
mean, I they both probably should be, but
Yeah,
they
yeah, I
don't.
know.
Yeah, but we're
Let's
just
put
changing it
John
up a
in.
little. Okay, so we got Becky, Punk, Bruno, Savage.
Um, I mean, Bruno did cause a riot when he lost the title.
Mm.
Um, he did also shoot on a guy to win his first title. That's pretty gnarly.
I mean, yeah, like I'm not gonna sit here and be like I know so much of Bruno's history, but I know his importance.
I went on like a 1 week deep dive of Bruno Sammartino in
Okay,
like 2017. I was like, oh my God, Bruno Sammartino. But I never watched the guy wrestle.
sure, but I didn't watch much of Hogan wrestling, but it's not like I don't know his
Yeah.
relevance. So I could do Bruno. I do think Becky should be in high consideration.
I think Becky should be in high consideration. And I think some people will disagree with us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to actually just put her as like the third one.
No, she's the third man, brother. Um, yeah, yeah, I'll put Becky in. I feel like even now she still has such a like a hold on the company
Yeah.
as well. I think because I know you have your reservations about the way they're using her, not her as a wrestler, but the way
Yeah.
they're using her. But I think it's because she is such a key piece of wrestling.
Right. Yeah. So now Bruno, Punk, Macho Man, or Hogan, if we really need to or want to decide to go there, which is fair. I get it. I don't want to, but
Okay, do you have a case for Punk to
um,
top the other three?
ooh, that's a tough one. It really is Hogan, isn't it? Like when you think about it, because he's more known than Bruno.
Yeah, yeah.
He's more known. I'm not gonna say popular. He's more known than Bruno.
Mhm.
His Hulkamania's like run really boomed the business and everything.
Yeah,
Like, and then the NWO run boomed the business again.
yeah.
It's very hard to say.
And the match at WrestleMania, the one with The Rock as well,
Yeah,
just completely and
18.
utterly, yeah, stole the thunder and gave him another WWE title run.
Yeah,
So, oh,
I
well,
think it's
unfortunately,
Hogan. There's like really, it's really hard to argue against him, unfortunately. Um,
yeah,
Unless you want to do the thing I was saying of like, well, Macho Man kind of represents the wrestling, you know, of the Mount Rushmore, plus everything else he has, but like he's the you could even I guess maybe say that for Bruno too, I guess, but
yeah,
because like Austin and Cena are not known for their wrestling,
yeah.
right? They're known for their
Hmm.
performances, their characters, their story, so
Hmm.
Macho Man has those same things, but also top tier wrestler. So you could,
True. I do feel like we're kind of just trying to find a way to not put Hogan on the
yeah, I
list, aren't
know,
we?
but it is
I
our
get
list.
it is, yeah, you're right. It's our list.
Yeah,
And with it being our list, I think it's fuck Hulk Hogan Day. Put Macho Man on there.
yeah, just as a extra middle finger to him.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm fine with that. So our Mount Rushmore is Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena. The fact that you got me to concede on John Cena is wild. Becky Lynch and Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
We're
think it's
gonna
a
be
pretty solid list.
woke liberals don't want Hulk Hogan on the list. They put a woman up there.
Yeah, but
I I felt like it was Cena or Hogan,
yeah,
and I went with the lesser of two evils.
sure. Yeah, I get it. It's hard to deny some of those names, but we can have a little fun with it.
Yeah. I mean, getting Macho Man and Becky on there is like, you know,
Yeah. All right, that was our Mount Rushmore of WWE. Tell us what you think. Do you think we're absolutely ridiculous for leaving Hogan off, or do you agree that he should not be anywhere near the list? Sully, where can they find you?
you can find me at Kayfabe Crimes. That's Kayfabe Crimes with two Ks, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff.
And you can find me at Nav the Poet, NAV the Poet at TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And you can find our podcast, the Big Pop Podcast on YouTube and the Big Pop underscore pod on Insta and TikTok.
Go and eat your vitamins, kids.
Yeah, until next time, screw Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.